Hello.
Hello and welcome. I hope you didn't keep that in.
Welcome back.
We're doing a Higurashi.
No.
What?
You're doing a Higurashi and I'm just watching.
It's true. I do have like 90% of the lines now, which is a big turnaround from every other arc when you've had about 80%. So I'm okay with that. It's good stuff. So we had some fun stuff happen on the last episode.
We did?
We had some murder.
Finally.
I know, right? How great is it that we get to finally see Rena bring out the murdering chops and we can see how she does.
It's so good.
So early into the arc too, which is a little weird.
Having so much fun.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, I know that I'm the one doing the Higurashi today, but
yes.
What is your expectation in terms of how we haven't had the Watanagashi, we haven't really had like a lot of time pass, and we've just had a murder. What is your expectation for how that's gonna escalate, or what? Like, what's happening there? What is the arc here? What is the progression from here?
I mean, we gotta have 2 people die. That seems to be the standard now.
Okay,
Instead of having, one person die, one person disappears, we now have 2 people dying, 2 people disappearing.
Okay.
Tomotaki and Takano are still gonna be off.
Okay.
That's fine. But we find both of their corpses and we know they're both dead. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, the other person who's left over, who in this case is probably going to be Teppei, is going to disappear.
Okay, so you think that Teppei is going to disappear and then...
No, he's going to be fucking murdered by Rena.
That's pretty fucked up, dude.
No, it's not. That's just completely normal. That's what you do if you catch someone wearing a shirt that is Japanese on one screen and Hawaiian on the other. It's unacceptable.
You're not wrong. Japanese versus Hawaiian shirts, that's got to be a thing somewhere. Someone out in the world is like deeply appreciative of you calling out the untold war.
It's probably some like real old grizzly World War II veteran.
Probably. So mad about Pearl Harbor. What are we talking about, Pearl?
This got too serious, too fast.
All right. Can I mention something serious, though?
What?
Okay, because I don't want to linger on this for too long.
It's too late, we're already lingering.
Okay, good. I love to linger. So.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes, obviously. When is it not a euphemism?
On Tuesdays.
It's true.
We don't record on Tuesdays.
It's true, we don't. I don't think we ever have recorded on a Tuesday.
No.
We've done on the weekend a lot, though. And Fridays, and sometimes Wednesdays.
I think we've recorded pretty much every day except Tuesday.
I think so too. We should look in the logs. We should check the old Magus de Chrono logs and see what's going on there.
Next thing you're going to find out I did, and that's the foundation for this joke.
Fuck. But yeah, I wanted to just make a little anecdote because it hit me as we were like leaving the recording session that when we had that scene, right?
Yeah.
Rena obviously focused on that, like, nobody can hear us here, which was like, this is the only place that like nobody can hear us, and it was the perfect place to like kill someone, and that's why Rena is like, I'm gonna kill Rena. But something that I was thinking about is that because the trash heap and the van and all that sort of stuff, is a safe space where Rena can let all the bad stuff out.
Yeah.
It, by proxy, is not just the best place to have killed Rena. It is the only place. It is the only place where Rena can let the bad stuff out to like protect the good Rena, right? It was just something that I was thinking about because I find it to be like a really interesting little metaphor.
I want to get this off my chest first because it's very tangential. But
what are you doing?
It's clearly not the best place to kill her because just because you can't hear someone doesn't mean you don't have eyes, and anyone with eyes would see that the only person that hangs out at this trash heap is one Rena Ryugu.
When people start going to the trash heap and disappearing, and they're like, Rena's the only person who comes out of there? Well, that's weird.
However, on the other hand,
that's when it turns out there's a monster in the trash and it eats people.
You're absolutely right. It is the only place that Rena could have killed anyone.
Yes, it is one of those fun metaphors that I like to highlight. I find it very interesting.
But it also means that Rena thus cannot be the best killer in the series.
Why not?
Well, because she's doing what is thematically appropriate as opposed to what is tactically appropriate.
And that's why I love her. That's the whole point. It's the whole point. Thematics over tactics. That is this series in a nutshell.
That's us.
That's us. You're actually not wrong. Coming out of that radio interview today, thematics over tactics.
Oh, God.
God. Well, anyway.
Shout out to Death of the Reader, Sunday nights on Sydney Radio 107.3 to SER.
Shout out to Daniel McMahon.
Yes.
Love that man.
Good guy.
Oh, good play, Eleanor. Anyway, let's get started.
It's your line.
I know. I was warming myself up.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I was warming myself up to like get in the voice.
I'm used to you waiting
because
for me.
I know. I usually have to wait for you like way too long, but I'm gonna have to get my voice ready. So, we're getting into it.
As though he just doesn't speak with his voice normally.
I do quite frequently. I do actually enjoy this voice quite a lot, but we don't want to get into that.
It's still not a Tuesday, is it?
No. You don't need to get remarried. That was the first thing I said after I got home. My father looked stunned.
I know
I had blood on my hands.
Just spent the past 5 minutes discussing it, but it only just occurred to me that this is taking place directly after she's killed
yes.
this.
You don't need to get married. I already killed her. Don't worry about it.
Fuck, I'm slow today.
It's alright. This is a good scene. Let's go. He noticed the sad tone of my voice and realized that I didn't agree with the idea of his remarriage.
Ah, the idea.
Yeah. He looked down.
I understand.
I'm so out of it today.
I know how you feel, Rena. I should have talked about it with you first, and...
That woman is lying to you, present tense, about it. I'm sorry, Rena. I need to get the jinx out of me. That woman's lying to you about her pregnancy.
Don't talk like that. Rena Sanders...
I'll tell you the truth. That woman and a guy called Techan are a team of bad people. She went out with you only because she was trying to get our money. My father didn't get it right away, of course. He looked upset instead because I called her that woman. I should have chosen my words a little more carefully, but I think I told him the truth clearly enough. I told him everything I heard and saw at the coffee house. As I expected, he defended Rena anyway. I was upset, but at the same time, it made me certain that there was no other way than to kill her, so I felt the pressure on my shoulders lessen for some reason. My father thought he needed my approval for his remarriage, so he held back his anger and put a fake smile on his face instead.
Man, remember that time Keiichi was talking about how amazingly calm he was, and that time that Shion was talking about how amazingly calm she was?
And they were.
And then Rena is not talking about how amazingly calm she is, and she's like, whatever, it was the only way.
It's so good. God, I love her.
Thematics, tactics.
Yeah, thematics.
I'm still sticking with tactics, but tactics representatives in this story are letting me down. Hey, Rena, let's sit down for a cup of tea and talk. I'm sure you'll understand once you hear me out.
A tamed animal is still tamed, even after the owner is dead. That's okay. I'll open the gate anyway. Even a tamed animal will notice one day that he's no longer in captivity. It's not something that I could teach him. To realize it on his own. I couldn't stand his fake smile anymore, so I left the living room. Time healed the pain from the divorce. Time heals any kind of pain. Just like how dripping water will eventually bore a hole through solid rock.
It's a very inverted comparison.
I did what I could do. Now I'd have to wait. But the day I was going away for came earlier than I expected. At midnight the following day, we had a visitor.
Oh, shit. Oh.
No. It was that Techan man, Tepe Hojo. Tepe didn't even knock on the door to get in. He broke into the house by smashing the window. At first I thought he came in to ask us about Rena's whereabouts, but I was wrong. The real reason why Tepe came here was because it was their plan. It was the last stage of their badger game. Rena was probably supposed to be in bed with my father that time tonight. Tepe must have wanted to show up and catch them sleeping together. Tepe looked around the house, but he couldn't find Rena. He didn't change the plan though. He grabbed my father by his collar and started yelling threats. He showed my father a certificate of marriage to Rena and shouted at him saying, "You got my wife pregnant! How are you going to take responsibility?" My father had no idea she was married. He looked shocked. My father's a short guy who was faint of heart. He just let Tepe do and say whatever he wanted from beginning to end. I looked at them from a distance, coldly. The more Tepe yelled and threatened my father, the faster he'd wake up from his bad dream. This was a medicine for him. Tepe was cutting out the cancer that I was going to depend on time to do, and he was doing a great job of it.
Just stellar work, Tepe.
This is good. Tepe is now a tool of Rena's, apparently. This is crazy.
And we all know that you always end up murdering your tools.
That's how it works. Watch out, chainsaw in my garage. I'm gonna get you one day.
One day.
As soon as I can figure out how to work all those damn teeth of yours. What?
It's still not Tuesday, stop that.
I know, not yet.
Oh. Oh.
I waited to help my father until I was sure that he had finally awakened from his bad dream. I told Tepe that I had something very important to tell him and took him outside.
Can we kill him, like, right now? That would be so good. I would be so happy if we just kill him straight away.
Oh, just click for me.
I'm gonna click. So.
Alright, it's the boy.
Okay, good.
I have to get into voice.
Yeah,
yes,
of course. Just
we have to switch back and forth.
Excuses, whatever.
So,
wait.
What do you want from me?
Didn't Rena tell her father everything from the coffee shop?
Apparently
Would that not
not.
have included the plan?
I don't know.
Including this part of the plan?
I don't know. Maybe she admitted
Sounds
it.
like Rena's lying to us.
She would never lie to us. She's pure and innocent. I don't know. Maybe she's omitting things such as murdering Rena. You know, such as that. Maybe there's something else being omitted from the story.
Oh, omitted, not admitted. I was like, Ben, that very much has not happened.
No admittance
God,
here.
I am
Cover up the
slow
crime.
today.
Cover up the crime. It's okay. I got you back with my stellar voice acting. So, what do you want? Has Rena-san come back to Okonomiya since yesterday? As a matter of fact, she's hiding somewhere.
That's a strong use of the word hiding.
She's hiding. Little bits and pieces. She's hiding in a fridge somewhere.
I was laughing at you, I wasn't taking your lines.
I was gonna say, it was a terrible Tepe voice.
It wasn't meant to be a Tepe voice, it was me doing a condescending laugh.
I see. What? I don't get it. Rena-san told me to take you to her when you came by my house.
Oh my god, is she actually?
Huh?
Please.
The fuck is Ritsuko thinking?
Please.
Tepe followed me without hesitation.
Please.
Because he's a dumb motherfucker. We walked in the dark with a flashlight to the place where nobody comes and nobody can hear us. The place forgotten.
I'm ready.
He asked me many things on the way, but I couldn't answer any of them. I just told him to ask Rena. The way I said it seemed to make him think that Rena was going to betray him and get married to my father for real. Even though he was breathing heavily in a rage, he walked right behind me without any suspicions. I knew this day was going to come very soon, so I was well prepared for it. See, tactics. We reached the place where I originally planned to bring him, and I turned off the flashlight all of a sudden. Oh! What's going on? Everyone gets nervous when the only light in the dark goes off. It's a fucking line. But this is my territory. I didn't need any light.
It was a good line, but it also felt very generic.
Shush. It's perfect. Rena's perfect. I could feel my surroundings even better with my eyes closed. I grabbed the big old hatchet I hidden in a bush and lifted it up high. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess the battery went out. Hold on a second. Okay, you hurry it up. I purposely sounded weak and helpless while I raised the hatchet into the air. Oh, I got a lighter. I'll just fire this baby up. Oh, yep, we get. Don't worry, I thought for a second there that I'd fucked up. It's all good.
I know you
good.
did, but I was wondering why you'd think that. Why would Rena have a lighter unless
I don't know. I don't know either.
Down.
Look, I just want everything to be perfect.
Burn the whole village down. That was why she'd have a lighter.
Dude, that'd be pretty fucking great. Tepe found a lighter in his pocket and lit it up. He probably couldn't understand the sight illuminated by that small light. He saw a girl lifting up a big hatchet right in front of him.
Why would you do it from in front? Come on, step up the tactics.
Tepe's eyes went wide. He didn't understand what was going on, but he understood his life was in danger. And yet, he must not have been able to think fast enough to deal with it, even though he understood what he should do. Even if he could think fast enough and blocked his head with his arms, it wouldn't have meant anything.
Why would you block with your arms? It's a hatchet. They come down
I know.
slowly.
They'd
You
go-
step to the side.
Look, she's fast. She's a fast hitter. That's what she does.
mean, it comes...
I mean, you're right, though. Well, the problem with blocking with your arms is that then the hatchet just goes in your arms.
Exactly.
I was going to say, why is the problem that you should do it, like, there's less efficient and more that bodily harm will happen?
Not to mention, if you're using a hatchet axe type thing properly, most of the work is gravity, so you shouldn't actually be accelerating it that much. Which also means that if you just drop and go to the side, you'll outpace the hatchet.
It's true. Maybe that's what's about to happen. Maybe
Maybe it will.
Maybe he'll duck and
This
roll
last line
and run
doesn't
off.
give me...
We'll see. Maybe Tepe has a chance. I knew Tepe would come to my house eventually. That's why I prepared for that day. I just didn't think that preparation was going to bear fruit tonight.
In fairness, though, anyone actually being put into a combat situation without training is not going
to think well.
Not going to think.
They're not going to think logically. It's true. I chose my weapon very carefully. I planned when, where, and how I was going to attack him, but not the why. And so, there can only be one result.
So happy right now. This is like...
It's like Christmas.
It's just the
We've
best.
got these beautiful, unwrapped Christmas presents of Rena and Tepe's death.
It's just so good.
And Rena's there dressed up like Santa Claus.
Just think, if this is all the death we've had in the first third of this story, just think of how much death we can get later on.
It's a great question.
And if we don't get death later on, just think of how many more consequences we can deal with.
Oh my god.
So good.
I mean, how can we top the Hinamizawa disaster, right?
Well, I mean, by just, I don't know, getting a bigger weapon.
Like a space laser?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a step up from a hatchet.
No, I mean, then a gas attack.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. The hatchet cut deeply into his forehead. I felt an indescribable vibration through the hatchet when it hit him, and this told me that I broke his skull.
You know, I was just thinking, now that we've mentioned space lasers, of Rena in 007 GoldenEye riding down a surf wave with a space laser behind her.
Yes. I like
in
this.
The crappiest CG scene in any Bond film ever.
This sounds amazing. Oh my god.
Have you not seen the GoldenEye movie? Or maybe it's Die Another Day. It might be Die Another Day.
I haven't actually seen any Bond movies except for the new ones, so fucking slaughter me in the comments for that.
I think it's Die Another Day.
I've only watched
GoldenEye. It's Die Another Day.
Spectre and the other one that I forget, the good one. You know what I mean? The new ones. He bragged about how good he was at fighting at the coffee house, but he sure went down quickly when faced with a murderous weapon. He was done in by a single blow. Tepe slowly fell to his side, with the hatchet in his forehead.
You see, he tried. He tried to go to the side.
He tried, but only in death. He looked like a victim in a B movie.
I really...
A Bond movie?
That's right, it's a Bond movie.
I got him! I killed this big guy with just one hatchet.
Just imagine all the people I could kill with 2 hatchets.
You know there's fan art of that.
Yes,
I just want to let you know. There is fan art of Rena with like 20 hatchets. Oh, it's so good. Anyway.
It's like Edward Scissorhands, but it's Rena Hatchet Hands.
Well, there's one where she has them like splayed out in like a circle. There's like 10 or so hatchets and they're all in a circle. She's holding them in the middle. It's like a blade. It's like a circle of hatchets.
Sounds very silly. Extraordinarily impractical.
No, that's why it's great. And so she probably like spins it around and just
I'm still a bigger fan of Rena Hatchet Hands.
No. She needs those big mitten hands. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, that's why it could be hatchets instead of scissors. Is because she's got big enough hands for hatchets.
What? No, you can't replace Rena's hands with hatchets. That's inappropriate.
No, I'm replacing her fingers with hatchets.
That's also inappropriate. Also, they'd be very small. I don't think you'd be able to carry many of those.
But have you seen the size of her hands? You were just talking about the size of her hands.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Come on.
But she doesn't really have fingers. She has like these big amorphous
Which is plenty of room for a hatchet.
Okay. I'm not okay with mutilating my poor
It's not
sweet
mutilation,
baby.
it's natural. It's
I don't
only
think it
natural.
is. He was probably quite experienced in the world of violence, but I was better than him when it came to killing. Why? Because I've killed someone before. It's all done now. The bad people who deceived my father and tried to rob him blind are all gone. I did what I had to do in order to protect my life. If I had this much courage and determination when my mom told me about the divorce, I might have killed Akihito.
And you know, that would have solved everything.
It would have.
Nothing would have gone wrong.
Nothing would have gone wrong. I mean, that's what she's about to say. If I did, I would have taken the life of only one. Because I couldn't do it back then. I've had to kill 2 people in the last 2 days.
I died.
That's how it works. She could have only killed one person.
That's
and
not going to stand up in a court of
That would have
law.
prevented all that stuff in the future, and now
gonna-
she's only killed 2 people.
Not going to stand up in the court of law.
Oh, God. I think it would. Rena, let's finish it up. There's already a place to hide his body. I took care of everything. My hands were wet, so I shone the flashlight at them. I thought it was blood, but it was just sweat. Even so, I still felt uncomfortable and shone the flashlight in my hand several times. I did all this in order to be happy. I did all this, so I should be happy now. I tried so hard that I got blood on my hands. I wanted to get credit for that from him. Orishiro-sama, let me ask you a question. I could finally rewind the time back to the day everything started to go wrong, can't I? I'm going to stay in Hanamizawa. I'm going to live happily with my father forever.
That sounds a bit impractical, I'm going to be honest.
No, it's totally legit. It'll happen. Nothing will go wrong. We're like a third of the way through the arc. It's just Rena having a fun time with her father for the next 10 hours or whatever.
Man, just think of all the good things that Rena has done. She has saved her father from himself.
Yeah. Saved his father from Tepe. Saved his father from Rena.
Saved
Look at her go.
Sadako from Tepe.
Yeah.
Saved everyone from Takano.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, didn't you know that it was, like, the whole reason for this story was because Tepe and Rena did a badger game with Takano.
Oh, I see. That makes sense to me.
But because that hasn't happened now Takano won't have to disappear, she won't be evil.
I see.
None of the
She won't
things
turn
will
into
go wrong.
a spooky alien ghost
Exactly.
at the end and come back to haunt us.
Exactly.
None of that will happen.
So good. I'm so
What a
proud
good
of the
story.
new champion of tactics.
God, I know, right?
That's the title of this episode.
Champion of tactics?
Yeah.
I'm into it. Let's go.
It's rare to see Rena sleep in class. She isn't the kind of girl who sleeps in class because of staying up so late. She had to be tired from doing housework.
Just cleaning up. Just cleaning out the trash. You know, nothing much. Just clean it up. Because my dad wouldn't want to take out the trash, so I did it for him.
I really hope that I remember to make previous episode called Housework.
Everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Nobody tried to wake her up, not even Chie-sensei.
Oh, I love it.
She got up for a few seconds and went back to sleep. She swayed back and forth like she was rowing a boat. But she's in class, so I should wake her up, right? I was about to wake her up, but before my hand touched her, Mion gave me a sign not to.
Let her sleep. She must be really tired today.
Ah, you're right.
What
Man.
the fuck was the point of the past 4 pages then? Fucking Keiichi.
For that one joke about housework, obviously.
I mean, fair enough, but then we didn't need the following lines.
It's true, it's true.
I heard a few days ago that Rena lives with her father. She studies during the day, plays a lot after school, and does things around the house after that. I didn't know that. I also don't know her mother had divorced her father. Mion told me that, and she also told me not to talk about it because Rena is still hurt by the divorce.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that she's been through such a tough time.
Rena's the kind of girl who doesn't show her pain to others. She always looks happy and cheerful, but she might be acting that way on purpose.
Rena told me that happy days will one day come to an end. She told me she knew that firsthand. What could she have been through? I had no idea. That's probably why she tried to spend as much time as peacefully and cheerfully as she could. I must have hurt her feelings when I said I was bored of having happy days. When I thought about it, I felt bad for living off my parents, who are both healthy and happy and rich.
Very rich.
But I didn't know that.
Very privileged.
This is me, outside the story, commenting on how much of
I know.
an idiot I've been previously.
What a dummy, Keiichi.
I just had to let that hang because it's true.
I know it's true.
For that matter, Sadako and Rika-chan lost their parents too, and now their uncle. Well, at least Sadako's uncle. But I don't know that either. This is me outside the story talking.
Through Felix.
No, this is Keiichi.
Oh, okay.
We don't do voice acting on this show.
I know we don't. We just are the characters. Great.
Have you heard that Felix guy voice acting?
God, he's awful.
He's so bad.
He also was apparently editing this. I don't know where he gets off, honestly.
It's fucking... I can't believe he is so rubbish at this after 2 years.
God. Why don't we even work with him? Why don't we work with him? Why don't we start a show as Keiichi and Magus? Let's go.
I mean, I'm down for that, but I come from a wealthy family, so you're gonna need to give me a bit of payment on the side.
Well, I don't have any payment to give you.
Well, you
this
gotta-
is a budget of 0. You go back to your trailer, you learn your lines, you have a trailer.
well,
All right, that's
no.
canon.
Once we've got sponsors on the show, I will gladly do Keiichi and Magus. But until then,
All right.
you're gonna be stuck with that dickhead.
I know. It's the pain that I live with. I suppose what we're saying is that Keiichi and I, that we need to get this rich Saudi prince on the show to just be on the show. No money required, but just to tell us that they're our sponsor. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that works as long as he has money that he actually gives to us rather than just hoarding.
You know, that works really well. Let's do it.
Okay.
Rich Saudi princes, if you give us all of the monies, we will have Keiichi and Magus.
That sounds fantastic.
Let's do it.
Once you can show me the paperwork that it's happened, I'll be there.
I can neither confirm nor deny any paperwork.
Well, you need to confirm it, otherwise the show won't happen.
Oh, God. You're so difficult to work with. Where's Felix? Bring him back.
Listen, he's unprofessional.
I know he is.
That's why you can get away with this shit.
I know.
He's ripping you off by not paying you, honestly.
Maybe we should go on strike.
I mean, how would we do that?
Like that. Just don't say a fucking word. Just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Just be quiet. And then Felix will know. Felix will know that we've had enough of his shit.
Right. And then when he gets to editing and there's a long pause in silence, he'll go, oh.
He'll be like, that's the point! That's when the actors have rebelled against him.
But he could just cut that. There's no point leaving any silence.
Are you telling me that all of this is cut?
No, I'm saying that if we actually were silent rather than talking shit about being silent, it would be cut. So we need to keep talking shit about being silent.
So we need to be silent without actually having no silence. There needs to be, like, dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if we were to read the story over the silence, that way he wouldn't cut it.
That sounds good to me. Because then it's just the story. It's nothing else going on. It's not our talent being
possibly
wasted.
cut that. That means our strike will be will be, sustained.
I understand. Let's do it. You hear that, Editor Felix? Fuck you.
Fucking editor Felix. He's the worst Felix.
Cut that.
Mion lives with her grandmother away from her parents because she needs to learn to be the head of the Sonozaki family in the future. When I realized all that, I felt bad about my situation.
You don't have to feel about living with your parents.
Mion seemed to have read my mind. No, it's the face.
You read his face.
She said it with a cool expression on her face.
Which I could read.
Family is the most common community for kids like us to live in, but it's not the only community we have.
You mean friends?
Aw.
You're right.
Do you think we're as good as family to Rena?
Rena does cleaning, laundry, cooking, and shopping, so she must be tired every day. She could spend her afternoon taking naps. But she doesn't do that. She spends her afternoons playing with us. That means, how should I put it? It means we're her best friends.
So you're saying we're friends with as much value as family to her? Mion looked stunned, as if she didn't understand what I was talking about.
I didn't know what friends meant for you until today, but I believe friends are just as important and valuable as family.
It's actually very easy to understand.
If you just look at this pie chart!
She like puts her lab coat, pulls down the slide.
Me.
Rika-chan joined in our conversation.
The important thing is to have people around whom you can feel comfortable. Sometimes you call them family, or sometimes you call them friends. It's just a matter of the word you use.
Are friends the same as family to you, Rika-chan?
As the person with no family?
Yes, they are. I believe they are to Setiko, me, and Rena too.
That's a very unfortunate use of me.
Me.
I guess that's why we're always trying to stay together.
You ever feel lonely when you're with your friends?
They're my family, so I'm not lonely.
Mion nodded in agreement. Sadako was talking with her other classmates, but I'm sure she would nod as well.
She's not in the scene. She's like off stage. What happened there?
What? Her uncle died, so she...
I know.
It's like when your favorite character dies in a TV show,
Except they're your
and then
least
their family
favorite.
just disappears.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I was thinking in the TV show, I'd say, like, maybe they couldn't get the actor for this day of shooting, but it just feels strange for her not be in the conversation.
Oh, it's alright. Rena would too.
It's true.
I'm a little embarrassed.
Damn right you should be.
Why?
I'm using the word friends, but I don't think I understood its true meaning until today. Friends are...
I can't read this with a straight face.
Read it with a straight face! Do it! It's the story!
Okay, but I'm gonna go so straight that it's uncomfortable. You ready?
Do it.
are more important and irreplaceable than I thought they were.
Thank you, Keiichi. Preaching that shit.
That's like common sense. So you should take this opportunity to remember that.
Yeah, Keiichi.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I also recommend that you don't say that again. Ugh, Kei-chan, you just said something very embarrassing, you know? See? I'm glad Mion understands my pain.
I love it. God damn, you are a
After
Mion.
all that, Neon still made fun of me.
You are a Mion.
How dare you?
What? What do you mean, how dare me? That's just how you be.
I can't believe you'd compare me to a fucking Japanime character.
But she's
I'll
lovely.
have you know that I'm different.
You're a
and
3D anime
unique.
character.
Oh, no, don't do this.
Oh.
I can't believe you've
Somebody
done this.
put him on a body pillow. Make him a 3D walkie.
Oh,
Let's
God,
go.
no, that's actually too far. Stop that.
I have an artist friend
Get
who I
the
know would
lawyers,
love to
get
do
the
that.
lawyers in.
I gotta get a brand deal going.
Get the lawyers
Where's
in.
that sponsorship?
Get the lawyers in.
I think I understood a little better why Rena was always so serious about having fun. I want to be a best friend, and I want to do my best to be deserving of her effort.
Fucking nerds.
Ah, yes. Of course, we couldn't actually have you do a snore because it'd be really, really hearty.
Well, I'm trying to like do a. Oh. How do you even do it with an accent? How does one snore with an accent?
You'll know it when you hear it. You'll know it when you hear it.
Like. We could do this for an hour.
Rena snored. It sounded redacted. Chie said
Adorable.
let her sleep in class, but she couldn't let her get away with snoring.
Class president, wake her up, please.
Damn it, Chie.
Rena, get up.
What?
Rena was still half asleep and made a strange noise. Everybody in the class laughed.
What was that? She was about to kick a bitch, and then she realized that she didn't want to kick anybody.
Rena noticed they were laughing at her, woke up right away, and acted like she wasn't sleeping at all. It looked really funny, and I burst into a fit of laughter.
I'm imagining she's like pulled her arms off the desk and then slammed them back down. That's what I think that was.
Right, like she's handcuffed to the desk and has pulled up one hand and
She's not handcuffed to the
pulled her
desk.
face down.
But basically,
Well, that
yeah.
sounds like a prank Sadako would do.
Not
And
to-
also a
not
gift
to-
that I can put on
Not
screen
to a,
and put
no!
Rena's face over the top
Why
of.
would you do this? Not to a poor sweet baby sleeping Rena.
Onto
I couldn't imagine a more innocent specimen.
Rena D. Sandberg or Randy Sandberg.
No, why would you do this?
Because I gotta step up my meme game.
You're ruining Rena.
I hate memes.
I do too. I do too. Keep going.
Outside the window, the sky was blue and the clouds were pure white. It was still June, but it looked like the middle of summer.
Colors.
This perfect weather wouldn't last forever. It could get cloudy and rain all of a sudden. That's why we had to play and raise a ruckus while we still had this perfect weather. The cries of the cicadas sounded as if
Higurashi.
they... Oh, that's what that's meant to say?
That's what I think.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
right. That makes sense. I didn't know what these cicadas were.
Kikonia.
That's not a Higurashi.
I know. It's something else. Apparently, it sounds like a machine gun. Anyway.
Oh, interesting.
There you go.
The cries of the Higurashi sound as if they're laughing at us because we still have some classes.
I can't wait for it to be like, and then it turns into the sound of the cicadas. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Because they've done that before!
They have, because the Higurashi are the evening cicadas.
It's
With that
the
exact
same thing.
inflection. That's how you have to say it. That's how the Japanese...
Easy cicadas. The easy cicadas. Easy cicadas.
It's probably a really annoying sound we were just making there. I'm really... No, stop that. Oh, our poor audience, they're running away. Look at them go.
I'm sorry. Are you gonna make a meme for that too? Like,
No.
GIF of like
There's too
people's
much
legs?
editing work this episode.
I know, and you're doing most of it yourself.
No more editing.
Boy, Editor Felix, the
No
poor
more
baby.
editing for Editor Felix the entire
Okay.
rest of this episode. That means we can't make any mistakes.
Okay, no mistakes.
No mistakes.
Hopefully we're close to the end, but I doubt it.
Damn it, I can't wait for school to finish.
No points as well. We can't
Oh,
declare
God.
any points.
Oh god, who could be talking? Who knows? Hey, what are you doing clicking? Let me let my line, you monster. Kei-chicken, you look very happy. Did something special happen today?
Yes.
What?
Sorry, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Shit, I made it. Fuck.
I just
You're gonna
wasn't sure.
edit-
Take it again. Editor Felix, you're gonna have to cut that.
Shit. Today is today. Tomorrow is tomorrow. And Saturday comes after Friday.
I think that's right. That's what my numbers say.
Come downstairs, get cereal.
Are you okay? This is a weird episode. This is a very weird episode. Yeah.
I'm just happy we have perfect weather today. I don't care about the weather tomorrow. I want to enjoy today's perfect weather as much as I can. When the weather is perfect and changes, I don't want to regret that I didn't. I learned that from Rena. I learned that perfect weathered, peaceful days are the happiest perfect weathered days that you can have, and that they're irreplaceably...
Perfect weather days?
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Weather.
Mion, what are we doing today for club activities?
Yeah, Mion.
We need something very exciting for the punishment, too.
That's the spirit I like, Kei-chan. Because you insist, I'll put you through living hell.
Oh, damn.
Cage-kun, don't provoke her too much.
I just had the terrible thought. Mion's about to go. If you lose today's game, you're gonna marry Rena's father.
You know, that's a gag in an anime called Princess Tutu. There's a ballerina instructor who's like, if you don't do good at ballerina, you'll have to marry me. And they found it very uncomfortable because he's a cat. Anyway.
Yes.
Princess Tutu was
You
weird.
did find that very uncomfortable.
I did.
Hey, you scared, Rena? I know you're better than that. Let's show our true power.
Ah, fuck, I got the line wrong. Editor Felix,
Oh!
you're gonna have to give points to Ryukishi. I'm sorry. Wake
Give him
up.
a point. Give him
Wake
a point.
up.
Felix, go on, give him a point.
Hey, are you scared, Rena?
No.
I know you're better than that. Let's show her our true power again. Remember, we haven't brought an end to our last battle. I grinned at her, and she grinned back.
We're the best of friends, and we love each other.
I do remember that. Okay, let's do it then.
Okay, is this gonna be another club game? Oh my god!
There she is.
Oh, it's Sadako.
Oh, bingo.
Edison, you certainly got me last time. For that, I must pay you back with interest.
I must.
This is getting very interesting. I get it, because it's interested in... It's gonna be a blast.
I'm shaking my head.
Good.
Good, good.
I can't wait for school to finish.
I couldn't wait either, but that time we just spent talking together is also very precious. Yeah, it would be nice if school ended soon.
Yeah. Man, I hate school.
Ah, it's
Going
just-
to it every damn day. Hey, we made it to the end with only one mistake.
Oh, really? There's only one? Edit Felix.
Only one mistake.
Flash up the number of cuts on screen so far in the video.
I don't want to know. Although I will say, when you look at that like waveform and it looks like fucking Swiss cheese, except it's like lines, so it's more like cut cheese than Swiss cheese because you can't put holes in it. You gotta put little cuts in it. You put cuts in it.
What?
You know, when you look at the waveform and like the audio waveform and it's like sliced up because you made like 1,000 cuts.
Your edits must be a mess.
They are a mess. You have no
Mine
clue.
look very tidy.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Let's do a tip.
Editor Felix
My
is an
very
expert, even if I'm
favorite
not.
wine. My goodness, who could be enjoying wine at this time of day? Now you
It's Sadako. She's drinking on the job.
clearly it's definitely Sadako. All right, here we go.
Please, go ahead.
I've been looking forward to this tip. Oh God.
Come on.
I know.
Believe in yourself.
I know. No, I do believe in myself. I just need a moment to compose.
Satoko went to join the children playing in the schoolyard. Since I didn't feel like going, I decided to stay at home. Most likely she wouldn't be back until the evening. When Satoko wasn't around, I had ways of spending time without her. Besides, that was what I wanted to do anyway.
Oh my god, did you hear the detail in that effect?
It's beautiful. This is what Dye does. He just makes everything more detailed.
I stuck my hand deep inside the pile of winter futons in the closet and pulled one out.
But it's summer.
Yeah. Next, I filled a stylish-looking glass with ice. The ice made in the freezer smelled of chlorine, though, and didn't taste good. Store-bought ice would be the best, but since Sadako kept asking me what I was using it for, I stopped buying it. But it might be worth spending time to think about a good excuse for that, if it meant I would be able to enjoy ice without ever again smelling the chlorine. I filled the glass with mineral water, and then poured a little bit of another liquid into the glass.
Sounds like just fucking alcoholic.
Just regular liquids that a little girl would drink.
Regular liquids.
Nothing suspicious going on here.
Watching the color mix into the transparent water was a very pleasant thing. This wasn't the right way to drink it, but I liked it that way, and didn't want to hear any complaints. My body is very convenient because I can get drunk with only a tiny amount.
Convenient?
Convenient.
What a fucking weird
It's
choice
great.
of words.
I love this scene. God.
That's why I dilute that small amount with a full glass of water. And thanks to that, I could enjoy a single bottle for a long time. It wasn't bad if you thought about it like that. I put a cushion on my favorite spot by the window, and with the glass in one hand, I enjoyed the familiar view and the soft wind brushing through my hair. A slightly sweet, ripened aroma tickled my nose. And just when I was about to start enjoying the atmosphere, the annoying one came back. She didn't like this bad habit of mine, and she complained every time I tilted the glass. She started nagging me noisily. Shut up, be a little more tolerant. I can drink and eat whatever I want.
You can't! Kids aren't supposed to drink alcohol!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, what have you done?
What have we done?
Or rather, what have I done? Because I know exactly what. Oh dear.
This is gonna be fun.
I tried to ignore her, but she started making a fuss, as if trying to ruin the atmosphere on purpose. There was no way I could enjoy getting drunk like this. I glared at her and threw the drink out the window. Do you want to know why I'm depressed? I'm depressed because the way I die has been decided. It seemed like she finally understood why I wanted to drown myself in alcohol. You don't have to feel down. I get to die instantly, so it's not that scary. My body will be burned and cut in pieces, but I'll be able to die instantly.
But not yet.
I know, not yet. When am I going to die again?
I think it's the night of the 25th of June.
It's about a week after the Watanagashi festival. Well, that sounds reasonable.
Is it? Is it my fault?
Of course it is. Are you serious?
Oh.
She was the one who asked me, yet she cried when I told her she was right. Ah, jeez. She's always so annoying. Let's keep trying. I'm sure I'll get 6 in a row on the next board game. June 25th. I still had 10 more days. I was going to relax and enjoy those 10 days. I still had some wine left too.
Alright, let's go, let's do it. It's time. It's time. We're gonna do it. We're gonna talk
I don't know what you're talking about.
this.
Who was that mysterious voice?
Who
It
was
could be
that
anyone.
mysterious voice? It could be anyone. Shout out to
It could be-
episode.
Shout out to Arc 7.
So, it's a cute voice for a cute little girl,
Yes!
as it was described in that tip. Can we just go back and verify
An
that
adorable voice for a cute
it was
character.
in fact described as? Let's just kind of.
I believe it was an annoying one.
Yeah, yeah, it's just, it's alright. It's okay, it's fine. It was here. Yeah. The annoying one came back. She started nagging me noisily. Well,
Some kind of annoying character.
some kind of
Who could it
annoying
be?
character. Well, I have been thinking, and I mentioned it, I think, in the first Arc 5 recap. I've lost track. That I was starting to consider interpreting Rika's passage of time in a circle instead of a line. Because obviously we have that whole motif where Rika knows things she shouldn't. Clearly has more sway over people than realistically a small child should. And then in Arc 5, when she committed suicide, her words were, "I don't want to be tortured by you again."
Do you want something from me here?
So, like,
What is your deduction from this, Felix? Tell me.
obviously the story is implying to me that Rika is living out this over and over again, and that
sure.
the Groundhog Day reset point is her death. You know, the idea that after she committed suicide, she could, you know, put me back in, coach, and go and
She committed suicide?
in
You
Arc
mean...
5.
I see.
and
Specifically referring-
try not fuck it up. But then the question becomes of, like, you know, if we just accept that, then the question is, are we watching 6 linear games in a row? Or 8, I guess the case will be. Are we watching a series of highlights? You know, what is the greater implication on the magic versus reality debate in the story? And if
Where do you sit on that right now, Felix? How are you feeling about that magic explanation?
Well, I mean, the interesting challenge for me is that I've put myself in a situation where, or the story has as well, where trying to argue whether something is real or not is besides the point. Like, it's, you know, the story keeps raising the question of, is it real, is it magic? But at the same time, doesn't ever really put anything on those scales. It doesn't matter. Because the way that it seems is that the crimes are human. The crimes is probably Takano and some machination that I'm figuring out. Though I'm definitely still a ways off on that. I still think it has something to do with her father, and obviously, you know, the clinic, the gas attack, the syndrome, and how those pieces fit together. But that seems entirely separate from the magic narrative. Like, they're two completely different things. So what I was expecting, and this was the same thing I expected going into Umineko, was that it was going to be the question of, is it real, is it magic, and it was going to end up being both. That's what I expected, because when stories pitch you binaries like that, often, you know, authors will go like, well, what if it was both?
It's a good narrative trick.
And, you know, often it's a good narrative trick, both in that it's fun to do and that it often turns out well. And I was expecting more that it was going to be, you know, both in the sense that you could interpret it either way, and it was more down to how you felt about it. Whereas it seems more like we're taking the more literal definition of the word both.
Yep.
Where it is actually just both simultaneously within the same story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but I would love to know what kind of explanation someone would have for this scene and all the implications that Rika has had, all the little things that she's said and done that does not imply some kind of time loopy-esque explanation. I defy anyone to give it a go at this point in the story.
Yeah, and like that's the point that I was making about, you know, being unfalsifiable, where I could say that, oh, this is of course just a thing where an author is writing a story and we're getting to see them refine the story as we go through different iterations and seeing how their own characters might escape this fate. But that's taking it so meta that we're just putting ourselves in Ryukashi's chair.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we said this before, that like there aren't really, like, aside from that one point in Arc 4 where they're like, and then after Sakura no Ishii wrote a story and they called it Higurashi, there's really not any other point in the story that supports that thematically. Like, there is no point, I think, where they're like, well, I used to think about it like a story, like I was telling my kids a story about this one thing. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot of ammunition for that argument, I suppose.
No, I definitely agree. And there's a part of me that dislikes it because obviously I'm very much the kind of person that's like, what does this actually mean?
For sure.
But I also think that it would be blinding myself to say that a magic interpretation doesn't have... I don't want to say meaning because that makes...
I thought you were going to say merit.
No, both of those things make me seem more ignorant than I am.
What, are you telling me? I thought you knew everything. What is happening here?
But like... It's not to say that I would be... I would not be dissatisfied with a magic interpretation.
Yeah.
Even though it's not what I typically push for in these kind of questioning stories.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be the fun part, isn't it? Seeing how you gel with the narrative. I have no doubts that you'll enjoy it either way. I don't want to spoil Umineko or anything, but I remember having some doubts about whether you would enjoy it by the end of episode 4 for some similar, like... this is where the story changes reasons. But I think you'll have a good time regardless, and that's what I care about. It's interesting to see you try and solve it, though. I have enjoyed seeing you, try to take the it's all humans angle, but I mean...
well, part of it is that I haven't really had, as we've said so many times, I haven't had as much time to theorize.
Yeah. Shout out to the second Miyakashi recap.
Yeah. But I think also... the other thing with this story that I'm finding interesting is we said like way back at the start that it felt like there were a lot
Yep.
fewer clues spread out with more padding.
Yep.
And I still stand by that, and I know you agree with me.
And I don't care. Like, in terms of enjoyment, that's not something that was a problem for me.
But the point that I was going to make is that
Sure,
the further we get in, it's more that statement is still true, but that padding means more, if that makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
In that, like, you know, some of the things in Arc 2 where it's like, oh, could you have figured out that it was Shion at this point and Mion at this point? Like, it doesn't really change, or you solving that is inconsequential to the story. But those details are still there in the padding.
Sure.
Like, for example, you know, the whole thing where it was Mion telling Shion about what Keiichi did that kicked things off. Like, obviously that extrapolation was there for you the whole time, but it doesn't really change the playing field in the same way that some murder mysteries, when you see what the trick is, you go like, oh, that's what's going on, and suddenly the whole story means something entirely different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you could have just said that Mion was the killer in Miyakashi and gotten away with it, but I reckon you could have done a pretty decent job of that if you were Ricochet. I'm just saying. Yeah.
What?
What?
I'm not sure I follow that one, but
I reckon you give that a go. Is all I'm saying. I'm just saying if you were like, nah, actually Shion was like a good guy and Mion was a bad guy, you could do that. You can get away with that.
okay.
You get with that. I mean, they're twins. They're like, you could swap them out as much as you like.
You think that Ryukishi has been lying to us in the answer arcs?
No, I'm not saying he's lying. I would never say that.
Next level thoughts you have there.
I would never say that he's lying because
Well,
Rikishi's a good boy.
It's been fun.
fun.
I've enjoyed finally getting to this point and finally having a scene that was like, aha, that theory might actually be pertinent rather than just crackpot.
Yeah, I'd argue that Arc 4 pretty much makes it fairly pertinent.
Well,
I mean,
pertinent is not the word I'd use for Arc 4, but I do agree that Arc 4 puts it in your face.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the point where I started like, is this like connected? Oh damn.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I did have that thought back in Arc 4, but I didn't really feel like there was much evidence to back it up.
Sure.
Like, Arc 4 was more of the clue, and what we've had since is the evidence, rather than there being a lot before that.
Well, I guess we'll have to see if we're going to have this thing expounded upon us as the arcs continue. If it continue to be something in the background, there'll be like a big twist at the end or something.
I mean, for the record, obviously, as I pointed out in a lot of the earlier arcs, there were a lot of lines with Rika that were like, why is this thing? And, you know, such as like, you know, her being descended of Oyashiro-sama and, you know, her being the literal reincarnation, like, those things all were put on the table. So it's not like it wasn't foreshadowed before Arc 4.
Yeah.
I did want to raise that defense of myself.
She likes killing people slowly with poison.
But there was no reason for you to even begin to suspect that it was, like, openly time looping.
Sure. Which we have not confirmed or denied. Nobody can pin that on me. But
Screw you, that's what it's doing. Fight me in the comments. Next time.
Next time.